What's going on, y'all? It's TKJ. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate y'all for stopping by, man. Today I'm doing a realistic rebuild of the Minnesota Timberwolves, whose season ended with a 4-1 loss to the Denver Nuggets in the first round of the playoffs. The goal here is to win a championship within the first 3 seasons. If I can't do it during that time, then the video won't end until eventually I do. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't, and without any further ado, it's time to get into this video, man.
Let's get it.
Minnesota. The Timberwolves have put themselves in a very tricky position after pulling off what was easily one of the, if not the worst trade of all time, getting Rudy Gobert from the Utah Jazz. They gave up Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverley, Leandro Balmero, Walker Kessler, who had just been a first-round pick, obviously has flourished over there in Utah, but the list goes on. Jared Vanderbilt, and then 4 first-round picks in 2023, 25, 27, and 29, all of them unprotected, and then just another pick swap in 2026 for good measure. Yeah, man, it's a trade that I hated when it happened, still hate it right now, and after losing in the first round against the Nuggets, you gotta wonder, how can this team possibly get better when they're limited in terms of the draft capital? But I will say the one thing the Timberwolves did well is they hired your boy as their GM. I'm here to bring a championship to Minnesota. I don't know how long it'll take, but best believe it'll happen. But anyways, man, let's get into it here as we take a look at the roster. At the 1, we got Mike Conley. Now, I want to say some of these stats are going to be a little bit off because 2K now no longer has start today mode as an option. It's been kind of bugging out for the past week or two, and they've just shut it down entirely. I'm hoping as they try to fix it. So yeah, I'm here on a scenario that somebody made, and I'm guessing what they had to do is they went into the last few games of the regular season, simulated those, and then got to the playoffs here. So it's going to be a little bit different because there's a few games that the stats are different for, but just wanted to point that out, man. Either way, Mike Conley here, this is a move that I think was a good one. They traded D'Angelo Russell as a part of a 3-team trade with the Jazz and the Lakers in order to get Mike Conley, and I really like the fit, man, because 1, he already has plenty of experience with Rudy Gobert. Obviously they played together with the Jazz, so if you're gonna have Gobert on the team, you might as well try to get the best out of him. I think that's a good pairing. And then also, he's just a veteran, man, who brings a lot of postseason experience to a team that doesn't really have a lot of that. So I really like this fit. Granted, he's not going to fit the timeline because I am going to hit the reset button here in Minnesota, but in the meantime, I think he's just a nice placeholder, so that's cool. Taking a look at the stats: 12 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, shooting the ball above league average from deep. Has done that for most of his career. Next season is going to be the last year of his deal. If I can trade him, then that would be great. I think plenty of teams would be interested in him just because it'll be an expiring contract, and again, a veteran guy that I think could help a lot of teams win. I'll just have to see what the market's looking like for him, but I'm not entirely sure. Then we got Anthony Edwards at the 2. This is the face of our franchise, man, in terms of our future moving forward. 24 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. We do round up around here. Yeah, man, all career highs for him, even shooting the 3-ball well for the 2nd season in a row after getting off to a bit of a slow start as a rookie. I'm going to try to build a championship team around Anthony Edwards. Honestly, I don't know what that supporting cast will look like, but best believe Ant is here to stay in Minnesota, that's for sure. At the 3, we got Jaden McDaniels, who missed this playoffs because he decided to punch a wall and break his hand. So yeah, it's super unfortunate because he really is one of the more invaluable players just because of his defense. I mean, he's on the all-NBA defense type of level as we take a look at the stats. Also a decent scorer, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, shooting the ball above league average from deep this season, which is really nice. He's 22 years old, late first-round pick in 2020, same draft class as Anthony Edwards. I definitely want to keep him on the team and help him grow alongside Ant. I think he would be a really good piece of that supporting cast that I was talking about. He's not going to be like the main guy, without a doubt, or even like Anthony Edwards' sidekick, anything like that, but I definitely just think he'll be a nice role player who can knock down some shots and can defend really well. That's going to be really valuable for us, and hopefully he stays away from those walls moving forward. At the 4, we got Karl Anthony Towns. Now, this is an interesting one, man. I would love to keep Karl Anthony Towns here on the team, but at the end of the day, we gave up so many picks for Rudy Gobert that I think the only way to get that draft capital back, which is a very big objective for me, we need to get draft capital if we're going to hit the reset button. There's just no way around that. We got to give up Cat, man, because he's the only guy that can get us something back in return. We can get some younger pieces that fit the timeline better, and we can also get some picks. That's what we're going to have to do. So Karl Anthony Towns, unfortunately, he will not be on this team for very long. As we take a look at the stats, man, 21 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. He's now a power forward. Obviously, he played center before Rudy Gobert got here and was easily the best 3-point shooting center of all time. I mean, as we take a look at the stats, the 3-point shooting percentage went down a bit this year, 35.2, but still, I mean, he's been above league average and actually well above that for pretty much his whole career. So yeah, I think there's a ton of value here for Karl Anthony Towns. Not exactly sure what the best fit for him will be, like which team would be the best suitor, but I'm going to explore all my options, man. Karl Anthony Towns is somebody that, unfortunately, like I said, we just got to get rid of him in order to kind of recoup our losses because of this man right here, Rudy Gobert. 30 years old, and the contract, bro, is horrendous. Next season, he'll be making 41 M's, and he'll have to get paid for the next 2 years because, yeah, that last year is a player option. Best believe he's going to be taking that as well. No other team is going to give him more than 46 M's, bro. Almost 47. Yeah, it's just bad. It's bad. As we take a look at the stats here, just a horrible season for him as well. 14 points, 12 rebounds. Like, by his standards, these stats are not good. Didn't even average 2 blocks per game for the first time in his career. Yeah, since his rookie year. That's crazy, man, because that's really the big thing about him, is that he's at least a good rim protector. He was still a good defender this season, but was not nearly on that defensive player of the year type of level that he's been on for a while. So I would love to get rid of Rudy Gobert. Trust me, I'm going to try my best, but I just don't know what's out there, man. This is a realistic rebuild, so if I can find a team where it makes sense to send them to, then I'll definitely do that. Best believe I will. But if I can't, we might be stuck with Rudy for a while, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Off the bench, we got Naz Reid, who I really like as a backup center. He's just a little bit undersized, 6'9", but at least he can space the floor well. I mean, league average from deep this season. That's pretty solid. And he's 23 years old, man, so we're going to give him plenty of opportunities. Maybe he'll be our starting power forward once they get rid of Cat. I'm not sure. As we take a look at the stats here, 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Like we said, efficient shooting from the floor. And when we take a look at the contract here, it's about to expire. So not sure what he's going to be asking for. I can't imagine it would be more than, like, I don't know, man, 14, 15. I definitely would be willing to pay that because we need young pieces. And if Naz Reid can turn into something for us, then that would be great. I'm just not exactly sure what his ceiling is like here in 2K. Off the bench, we also have Kyle Anderson. Now, this is one of the glue guys here on the team. I just think he's one of those guys that every team could use, and he would make them better. As we take a look at the stats, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting the ball really well this season. Career high from deep this season? Yeah, career high from deep. I know he had the whole incident with Rudy Gobert, but don't let that distract you from the fact that he's a really valuable piece. And at 29 years old, on a decent contract as well, as we take a look at that, next year it'll only be 9 M's. There's definitely a lot of teams that I think would be interested in trading for him. So best believe we're going to try to get whatever we can out of Kyle Anderson. Then we got Jalen Noel, who is what, 23? Yeah, 23 years old. As we take a look at the stats here, maybe there's something for us off the bench as like a decent backup guard. That would be cool. 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Not really much of a shooter this season, which is surprising because last year he was shooting that thing really well, 39.4% from deep. This year it has dropped off significantly. So I'm not sure what to expect. If he's knocking down shots and facilitating well for us, then he definitely could be our backup point guard. But if he isn't, then I'm sure we can find better options. We also got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who has really become one of the more interesting players on this roster. These playoff stats, I'm pretty sure, are all just simulated because, again, start-to-day mode is broken here. But yeah, man, he's been starting because Jaden McDaniels is out, and he's really been taking advantage of it. A 6'5" guard, really good size and good length. He's got a crazy long wingspan. He's been knocking down his shots. He's been defending, and he's only 24 years old, man. Former first-round pick in 2019, 17th overall. He hasn't had that full breakout season, but maybe that could be next year for us. We'll have to see. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to translate to 2K, but I do think Nickeil Alexander-Walker is one of the more interesting pieces on this Timberwolves squad. Then we got Taurean Prince. Is kind of just like a 3-and-D type of player here. Not a whole lot to say. 29 years old. As we take a look at the contract here, what's that looking like? Yeah, he's got the team option for next season. We'll pick it up, and then we'll probably just flip him to a team that's just looking for like some 3-and-D. If you're trying to win a championship, bringing in Taurean Prince wouldn't be the worst thing. We'll just see what we can get out of him. I'm not imagining it'll be much. Probably some seconds, but again, we'll take whatever we can get because we don't have much draft capital. So we also have Austin Rivers here. Not a whole lot to say. 30 years old. Not playing too much here on the team as we take a look at the stats. Obviously not a part of our long-term future, so not much to say. Also got Nathan McKnight, young-ish, 25 years old, undrafted guy. Not really a whole lot to speak about because he hasn't gotten a whole lot of minutes, about 8 per game this season. So if he progresses, then that would be great. If not, then it is what it is. We'll move on from him. He's also an undersized big, which we already have one in Naz Reid. So yeah, it's probably not going to be the best fit for us. Then we got Jordan McLaughlin, who is 27 years old. He's a gritty point guard. He's a hustle guy, but obviously he's limited defensively because he's only 6 foot. And taking taking a look at his contract here. He does have a team option. We'll definitely pick that up and just see what we can get for him. It'll probably just be like a second round pick or something. Then we got Wendell Moore, who's 21 years old, former first round pick in this past year's draft. Hasn't really gotten a whole lot of play, so I'm not really sure what to think about him. Maybe there's a role for him off the bench. We'll have to see. He's going to have to progress, man. He probably won't be getting any minutes until he gets into that like 75 range. So until then, not really a part of our plans. And then last but not least, we got Josh Minot, 20 years old, second round pick. Same thing, man. If he progresses, cool. If not, then we'll just move on. So that's a look at the team. Let's take a look at the 3-year game plan, which obviously will start next season because obviously this year is over for us. So next season will be year 1 of our rebuild. And for that season, man, it's very simple. I just want to reset and gain draft capital. That's probably going to mean trading Karl Anthony Towns. If I can, I'll get rid of Rudy Gobert. But yeah, man, I'm just trying to recoup my losses. I am limiting myself to 3 trades per season, 2 trades per offseason, just so I can keep this thing realistic. For season number 2, man, I really want to find a sidekick for Anthony Edwards. He's going to be our star, hopefully on a championship team, but he needs some help. Ideally, later down the line, we'll have like a big 3. But I think by season number 2, I really want to know who's going to be the Robin to his Batman. That's really what I want to find out. So whether that's getting somebody by the draft or whether that's trading for a young piece, I'm not sure, but we'll just see how that plays out. And then for season number 3, I just want to continue to develop the young core. I don't think we'll be winning a championship within the first 3 seasons. It's probably going to take like year 4, year 5. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But if it does, man, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and sim these playoffs, man. I know we're a little bit ahead of ourselves with like this one. The Lakers already closed out the Grizzlies. Again, man, I'm just trying to find the best scenarios that I can because 2K is broken. They need to fix start today mode. So not like it really matters a whole lot. But anyways, let's go ahead and simulate this thing and just see who ends up winning it all, as it's going to be between the Lakers and the 76ers. Interesting. All right. I'm going to go with the Lakers in 6, right? Actually, the 76ers came back. All right. Joel Embiid, finals MVP. Shout out to him, man. So we ended up getting the 16th overall pick, but it is going to the Jazz as a part of that Rudy Gobert trade, man. That trade's going to be haunting us for the duration of this rebuild, but it is what it is. It's time to get some of those picks back, man. Let's get into it. All right, man, I'm going to give this Rudy Gobert thing a shot here. I'm trying to send him to the Charlotte Hornets straight up for Gordon Hayward. Now, the reason why this is great for us is because 1, we get off Rudy Gobert's contract, and 2, Gordon Hayward is on an expiring deal, so we'd be getting off the books completely by next season. That would be great. If you're the Charlotte Hornets, for a while now, they have been needing a starting center. The hope for this year was that they'd be able to get Victor Wembanyama. That's not going to happen. They fell down to number 7. They do have a possible long-term center option in Mark Williams, who played some pretty good basketball towards the end of the season. However, he's still raw. I think still has a couple more years to go, and Rudy Gobert would definitely be a nice mentor for him. They can also afford to take on his contract, which would be for the next 2, maybe 3 seasons, probably 3 seasons. I don't think that'd be a problem for a team that doesn't have a whole lot of big contracts. And let's be honest, it's not like they're saving up money to sign somebody in free agency. Like, that's not going to happen. They're not a big destination. So yeah, man, I think they're getting a center who can help them right now. They were in the play-in 2 years ago. They can probably get back to that here with Rudy Gobert as their starting center, and they're getting a mentor for a guy who they hope will be their center of the future, Mark Williams. So I think this is a win-win trade, man. Let's go ahead and see if they will accept it, and they will. Rudy Gobert, sayonara. So I'm not going to lie, man, it's kind of a bittersweet move because obviously we wanted to get rid of Rudy Gobert. We needed to get rid of him. But when you just think about everything that we gave up to essentially get a 1-year rental of Rudy Gobert, man, it's actually making me sick. But I'm not going to think about it. He is off the team. We can finally move forward, wash our hands of that deal. And now we're thinking about the future here in Minnesota. We skipped the draft here because obviously we don't have any picks. We're here in free agency now, where we got to sign Naz Reid for sure. Now that Rudy Gobert is gone, he's going to get an opportunity to be our starting center. And for the low, man, I said I might be able to do like 15 M's for him. Let me make it a 3-year deal. Let me not be too crazy. Yeah, we're going to get him on a $10.99 million deal just because I'm petty. There we go. I'm also going to bring back Jalen Noel, 7.25, 3 years. That sounds pretty good. I'm hoping he'll keep progressing, and if he does, this will definitely be a steal. So this is a beautiful sight, man. Anthony Edwards up 3 to an 89. We love to see it because he is the face of our franchise moving forward. Karl Anthony Towns, I was kind of hoping he would go up just because that would increase his trade value, but an 86 is still not bad. There's still plenty of teams that would take Cat. Then we also got Mike Conley staying put at an 80. That's good that he didn't regress because he's 35 years old. So he's still an 80, man. There's still plenty of teams I think they would want him as well. So we got some nice trade value there. Also got Jaden McDaniels up 1 to an 80. Not a whole lot of progression out of the rest of these guys here. Just a couple 1s. Gordon Hayward going down. That's fine. He's on the last year of his deal. Yeah, man, I feel pretty good. I mean, there's a weight that has been lifted off of my shoulders now that Rudy Gobert is gone. Let's go ahead and get into season number 1, where it's time to make some more moves, man. Let's get into it. All All right, man, so it's time for the big move. I'm trying to trade Karl Anthony Towns and Wendell Moore Jr. to the Golden State Warriors for Jonathan Kuminga, Draymond Green, and 2 first-round picks that are unprotected in 2027 and 2028. If you're the Warriors, your window is closing to win a championship. Bringing in Karl Anthony Towns obviously would be a game changer and make them probably the favorites once again. It would cost them Jonathan Kuminga, who to me would be a really great fit in Minnesota, man. He's gotten some DNPs with the Warriors, but just looking at his stats, man, if we give him every opportunity to thrive, I really think he can be a nice piece for the future alongside Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels. He can defend. His offense is still coming along. He's a raw athlete. I think this would be a really good fit for us. We'd also get Draymond Green, who I think it's inevitable that he'll eventually get traded from the Warriors. I mean, he's even said that in some recent interviews. Looking at the contract, he's on the books for the next 4 seasons. Honestly, I'm not even planning on being competitive for like at least 3 of those years. So I'm not mad at taking on that contract. I think it'd be fine. And it kind of makes sense that now would be the time they move on from him, because obviously there was the whole Domantas Sabonis thing. I just feel like it's great to be a fiery player who brings like an edge to the team. Draymond definitely does that. But there's certain times where he crosses the line, man. He doesn't have full control of his emotions, which I think is important for a guy with his type of role. So I can see how that could rub like his teammates the wrong way, the front office the wrong way. Yeah, he's going to get moved at some point, man. And he might as well come to Minnesota where, hey, we're relying on Mike Conley for veteran leadership. Well, Draymond Green not only knows what it takes to make the playoffs, he knows what it takes to win championships, man. So I think that'd be really valuable having him on the roster. And then also something that I can't stress enough, we be getting draft capital. Now it is kind of later in this thing, 2027, 2028, which is fine because by that time, Steph Curry will probably be gone. Klay Thompson will probably be gone. Those could be 2 very valuable picks, so I definitely want to try to get them. Let's go ahead and see if they'll say yes to this trade, man. They will not. Okay, I'm willing to give you guys some seconds here. In real life, I wouldn't have to do this, but for 2K purposes, I will. Tristan Thompson and a second for Kevon Looney. Bro, the Warriors would never do that. Like, they would never want to give up Kevon Looney, especially if they're already losing Draymond Green, another front court player. What else can we do, man? Like, let's go ahead and take like Adam Sanago. He's a 2nd round guy, so like I'll go ahead and take that. Will they say yes? Now they're saying no to it. Come on, bro. Josh Minot for Kevon Looney. Y'all are crazy, bro. So somebody else on a big contract, because it looks like they're trying to get rid of salary. I will take, I guess, Drew Eubanks instead. Can we just get that deal done? Now they're saying no to it. What about this? Josh Minot for Patrick Baldwin Jr., bro. Trust me, I want to keep this realistic, but at the end of the day, 2K is just such a broken game that I think this is as good as it's going to get, man. The foundation for this is really Karl Anthony Towns, Wendell Moore Jr. for Jonathan Kuminga, Draymond Green, and 2 first-round picks. That's the real trade, guys, all right? Let's go ahead and get that thing done. Karl Anthony Towns, thank you for your service. So that was exhausting, I'm not going to lie, but the end result is really nice. So you got Anthony Edwards, Jonathan Kuminga, Jaden McDaniels, and Naz Reid. That's our young core here to build around. And then we also got some more draft capital. It's a pretty good start, man, but I definitely want to try to get some more picks. Mike Conley is somebody that I'm going to try to trade away right now. And then looking at the rest of this, probably Kyle Anderson as well. I am limiting myself to 3 trades per season. So that'll be trades 2 and 3. Let's go ahead and see what we can find. So the next guy I'm going to try to trade is Mike Conley. I'm going to try to send him to the Miami Heat for Kyle Lowry and a 1st-round pick in 2028. It's a pick that, again, is way later down the line, but that's honestly fine by me because you got to imagine Jimmy Butler will be gone by then, or at least he'll be a non-factor. He'll be like, what, 38 by then? Yeah, maybe they'll lose Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero along the way, so it could be a valuable pick. And we're really only taking 1 year of Kyle Lowry. It's an expiring deal, so that's totally fine by me taking that on. Yeah, man, if you're the Heat, you're getting that starting point guard here in Mike Conley that I think you were really hoping Kyle Lowry would be when you traded for him. Obviously, they did not get the Raptors version of Kyle Lowry, but if you bring in Mike Conley, that's a really solid point guard. So I definitely think this trade makes sense, man. Let's go ahead and see if they will say yes, and they will. Mike Conley, thanks for your service. And now I'm trying to move Kyle Anderson to the Dallas Mavericks for Maxi Kleber and a 2026 1st-round pick. I think this is a Mavericks team that is getting pretty desperate to where they want to compete. They still have Luka Doncic. They brought back Kyrie Irving, Christian Wood. They need a power forward, and Kyle Anderson I think would be a really nice fit. It's going to cost them next year's pick, which would be really great for us if we can get that. And then also Maxi Kleber. That's another bonus. They're getting off his contract. It's 3 years. What is it, 11 mil each season? Yeah, we'd be willing to eat that. So let's go ahead and see if they will say yes. They're saying no. They want a 2nd. Yeah, bro, let's get that deal done. There we go. So that's the team, man. We got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Anthony Edwards, Jonathan Kuminga, Jaden McDaniels, and Naz Reid. It's a really young starting 5, but that's kind of the point. I just want to give them every opportunity here, and we'll see who ends up thriving. Off the bench, we got another young piece here in Jalen Noel, pretty much just going to be our 6th man. And then we got a bunch of veterans. We got Draymond Green, Drew Eubanks, Gordon Hayward, and then even Taurean Prince if you want to give him some minutes. Yeah, man, this team is going to be really bad, which is fine by me because we do have our own pick this season, that Gobert trade. It's every other year that we got to give up a pick. So the goal is just to be bad and get another pick. So let's go ahead and get into this thing, man. We're going to simulate this regular season and just see how it plays out. All right, man, I didn't see our record. We'll find that out here in a second together. Luka Doncic, MVP, Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year on the Rockets. That's pretty cool to see. Does any of this here concern us? Yeah, I don't have high hopes. As we take a look at the rest of this as well, didn't look like we get anything, which is totally fine. All I really care about is our record, man, and we were bad. 25-57, which is the second worst record in the league. Nice. So we're going to have a 14% chance of the top pick in the draft, which is tied for the best odds. You love to see it, man. You also love to see Anthony Edwards, 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists as our main player. Those are good stats, man, and shot the ball efficiently as well. That's nice. Jonathan Kuminga, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and shooting that thing really well also. Hey, man, that's a pretty nice duo. I'm excited about that. And also Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 15 points, 3 boards, 4 assists. That's pretty nice, Nickeil. We'll definitely take that. Jaden McDaniels, also some solid stats, 14, 3, and 2. That's good. How's he shooting from deep? Not too great, or really from the floor at all. But still, man, bigger role. He's going to get used to it eventually, I would think. Naz Reid, 12 and 8. That's good as our starter. That's really all I wanted to see, man. The young guys are hooping, which is nice. Let's go ahead and just simulate this playoffs here. Not like it really matters to us. As Karl Anthony Towns leading the Warriors to the finals. Shout out to Cat, man. Hey, that's really cool to see because he deserves it, man. I'm glad he's doing well. Is he going to win a championship? He won't. It's the Boston Celtics led by Jason Tatum. He gets finals MVP. All right, cool. So guys, I'm kind of mad at myself, but I accidentally simulated the draft lottery. We got the 3rd pick, which at the end of the day isn't too bad. Wanted the top pick, but it is what it is, man. Let's go to draft night. All right, guys, so I'm here at the draft, 3rd overall pick, and I think I found a good one in JC Barrett. 18 years old. He's not the highest guy on the mock drafts, but he's significantly younger than the rest of these guys, which is nice. And most importantly, ceiling is Allen Iverson Hall of Fame. That's insane, bro. 6'2" point guard. We need a point guard. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is cool for right now, but I don't think his ceiling is too high. It's definitely not Allen Iverson's ceiling. So, yeah, man, I think we're going to go with JC Barrett out of George Mason. Welcome to the team. So we're going to accept the player options here for Jonathan Kuminga and Patrick Baldwin. Got to bring back the young guys. Also got to bring back Jaden McDaniels and Anthony Edwards. We're going to give them the qualifying offer. So I was going to make some moves in free agency, but Anthony Edwards actually wants to sign a deal with the Pistons. We got to match that, so that's going to take up all of our cap space. But it is what it is, man. We're still bringing back Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Just signed him on a small deal here, and we're also keeping Jaden McDaniels on a qualifying. So let's go to move on to player progression now. So Anthony Edwards is up 3 to an 92. That's nice. Jonathan Kuminga up 3 to an 83. That's good. Jaden McDaniels up 1. Cool. We got Naz Reid up 1. We also had Nickeil Alexander-Walker go up 1, and Patrick Baldwin Jr. 1 up by 2. So, and also I guess Maxi Kleber just retired. I must have missed that, but that's nice. We got off the books there. Saved us 2 years, 22 M's combined. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to season number 2 now. And honestly, man, I don't think we need to make any moves. We got JC Barrett now starting. I was going to run it back with Nickeil Alexander-Walker, but when you look at the age difference, man, 19 years old compared to 26 years old, and it's only 1 overall difference. I'm going to roll with the young guy and just let him get his chance to shine. So he is going to be starting alongside Anthony Edwards. Then we got Jaden McDaniels back. We got Jonathan Kuminga, and we got Naz Reid. Same starting lineup, essentially. We also got Nickeil Alexander-Walker off the bench now alongside Jalen Noel, another nice young guard. Then we got Drew Eubanks, and we got Draymond Green, 2 veteran guys. And we're also going to give some minutes here to Patrick Baldwin Jr. because why not? He's progressing pretty well. So that is a look at the team, man. I feel pretty solid about it. We're still not going to be very good, which is unfortunate because we don't have our pick this year. Thanks, Rudy Gobert. But it is what it is, man. Let's go ahead and just sim this season and see how it plays out. All right, man, so we actually finished 48 and 34 on the season. Better than I thought, and it looks like we are going to get some postseason experience, which is really nice since, again, we don't have our own pick. But anyways, LaMelo Ball, MVP. JC Barrett, Rookie of the Year. Let's go, man. 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. That's good. Shot that ball ridiculously well from deep. 41.7% is crazy, man. I'm hyped about that. That's our young AI. Man, that's really cool. 6th man of the year, Amen Thompson. Shout out to him. Any of this also concern us? No, didn't really think so. All right, let's go ahead and keep it moving then. Did we get any sort of All-NBA selections? Let's find out. I don't really have high hopes for this. Yeah, doesn't look like it. Obviously, all rookie first team for JC Barrett. Makes sense. He got rookie of the year. So cool, man. Let's go ahead and keep it moving here. We are the number 3 seed, which is crazy. Let me take a better look at the standings here. 48-34. And honestly, bro, like there's not even a really crazy good team this year. 55 wins as the best record in the league between the Hornets and the Magic. Hey, Rudy Gobert leading them to the best record in the league. Let's go ahead and find out. Never mind. They got Clint Capella on the team. Is Rudy Gobert still here? He is. That's a weird team. Either way, I'm taking credit for that. Our leading scorer once again was Anthony Edwards, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, shot the ball ridiculously well. Yeah, from both the floor and from deep. That's nice. And then Jonathan Kuminga, man, almost up to 20 points now, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting that thing really well. And from deep, come on, bro. Jaden McDaniels, 40%, Barrett, 42%. Hey, man, the boys are hooping. Just look at these stats, man. This is our core right here. Naz Reid as well, 12 points, 9 rebounds. We like that. Yeah, this is our young core. I'm super excited about it. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jalen Noel, both double-digit scorers off the bench too. Yeah, the team is coming along, man. I feel great about it. Let's go ahead and just see what happens here against the Golden State Warriors. Do they still have Cat? They do still have Cat. Okay, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Cat, and then Jericho Sims now in the mix. They really wanted to get rid of Kevon Looney. I guess they did. Let's go ahead and just see how this thing plays out. I don't know if we'll win, but let's go ahead and see, man. We win the very first game. That's nice. Up 2-0. Okay. 3-0. Okay. I was going to say, man, honestly, I don't think we should be winning this thing, but we are. We are in the second round. Going up against who? The Houston Rockets. Who do they have on the squad? Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Chris Middleton, Victor Wembanyama. Forgot he was there. Shoot, that's going to be tough. And Jabari Smith Jr. as the small ball 5. When you have Wemby on the team, I don't know what's going on. I also brushed over the fact that they have Chris Middleton on the squad too. It's crazy. But all right, let's go ahead and get into this thing, man. We lose the very first game. Okay. All right. Now we're coming back down to reality here. Let's make this a 9-man rotation. I don't expect us to win this series, but I figure we might as well try, man. Now that we're here, you feel me? We're going to keep JC Barrett. I want to say RJ Barrett whenever I say that. We want to keep him as our starter because why not, man? This is super valuable. Let's go ahead and bump that up to 27. I need some more minutes for McDaniels as well. As Drew Eubanks doesn't need anything close to that many minutes. Yeah, let's get that thing down to like 19, my boy. And we're going to bump this up here. Let's get him to 33. We're going to get him to 39. Yep, we will bump up McDaniels there. Let's see, to like 40. Yeah, 30. Cool, man. I feel pretty good about that. I still don't think we're winning this series, but it is what it is. As we win that game, okay, 2-1, 3-1. Yeah, okay. Still alive. Come on, man. Can we force a game 7? And we can't. Hey, it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, a second round trip to the playoffs is pretty nice for this young team. I feel great about our future as it's the Boston Celtics winning once again. Jason Tatum, Finals MVP for a second year in a row. Shout out to him. So we did have the 23rd pick. It's going to the Jazz. Thanks a lot, Rudy Gobert. Let's just go ahead and skip the draft then. And guys, I kind of simmed past this, but I didn't even realize Draymond Green has retired. Let's go. That saves us what? 2 more years of having to pay him like 20-some million? Man, that is a game changer. We should have some money. Let's go into free agency and see what we can do. So the first thing I'm going to do is re-sign Jaden McDaniels, about 19 M's, just a little bit underneath that because I'm petty. Let's go ahead and make that happen. And I don't want to do anything too crazy, but I do want a better backup center than Drew Eubanks. Ivica Zubac would definitely be that. He's got more size than like Naz Reid, who is our starter. So that's a nice little change of pace. Let's go ahead and see if we can get him here, man. He's got no offers. I'm going to try 15.5. There we go. Done deal. So Anthony Edwards stays put at a 92. That's a little bit disappointing because he's 23 years old, but it is what it is. It says he's 93 in the top right, so I guess that's fine. Jonathan Kuminga continues to progress, up 1 to an 84. Jaden McDaniels continuing to progress, up 1 to an 82. Zubac stays put, Reed stays put. The big jump, Patrick Baldwin Jr. up 3 to now a 78. We like to see that, man. And then JC Barrett only up 1 to a 77. That's kind of disappointing because he's got B+ potential. I'm really hoping he turns out to be our point guard of the future, but I'm going to give him like another season and then we'll just see what it's looking like. But either way, man, it's time for season number 3, man, where hopefully we can be a little bit more competitive. Let's go ahead and check it out. So I think I'm good for right now. We got JC Barrett, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Jonathan Kuminga, and Naz Reid, who I'm actually still giving the starting spot over Ivica Zubac. I don't know, man. It's just because he's been here longer. They're pretty much the same in terms of overall. Zubac is one higher. But we also got him off the bench. We got Patrick Baldwin Jr. now, who should be a really nice piece for us. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jalen Noel. And that's going to be it for our 9-man rotation. I think I'm solid, man, but I am going to go ahead and just simulate to the trade deadline. If we're not looking good, then maybe I'll make a move. Let's go ahead and see what happens. All right, man, so I'm here at the trade deadline. We are 36-15, honestly really good, second in the conference. I think it's time to make a move. I think it's time to cash in and try to trade for somebody who can help us win right now. And if we don't win a title this year, then I would think we'd be able to do it next year in season number 4. So let me go ahead and just look around, man. Let's see what we can do here. So I don't know what's going on in Phoenix, but for some reason, the Suns have Miles Turner and DeAndre Ayton. They don't need both of these guys. So I'm going to try to get Miles Turner from them. The problem is he's only making 2 M's, bro. So I got to give up Patrick Baldwin Jr. It's the only way to make it work here because any of these other guys here on small contracts, like the Suns would have no interest in this. They still have Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, so they do need some valuable players back. Patrick Baldwin Jr. would be that because he could actually start for them. You know, they need a small forward, and he's kind of like a connector. He can start right now, help you win, but he's also 23 years old and can help you look to the future because their window is closing. So we're going to try to take on something else here. PJ Dozier. Yeah, sure. Okay, man, we're going to give up 2 first-round picks. This one is a swap with the Jazz. We get the worst one, so it's going to be like in the late 20s. I don't really need it. And then we're also getting this year's pick from the Dallas Mavericks as a part of the, which trade was it? Kyle Anderson. Yeah, that trade. So the Mavericks are the top team in the league this season. I think they're like 43-9, something crazy like that. So it's going to be like a late pick also. We don't need those picks, man, especially if we're trying to win a championship. So let's go ahead and see if they'll accept this thing here. They're saying no. I'm willing to give up some seconds. I'm not going to give up another first-round pick. I'm not doing 3 of them things for Miles Turner. But come on, man. One more second and let's get this thing done here. There we go. Miles Turner, welcome to the team. And now that I have Miles Turner, I don't need Zubac as my backup center. I already have Naz Reid, who will be like my backup 4 or 5. So I'm going to try to send Zubac over here to the Atlanta Hawks for Josh Hart. I really need a backup small forward. Hart could definitely be that. He's undersized, but you guys know Josh Hart. He hustles, he defends above his height, so I think that'd be good. They still have DeAndre Hunter, AJ Griffin, so I think they're fine with losing a small forward here in Josh Hart, and they're getting a first-round pick, which we won't really need because, again, we're trying to win championships here. So what they really need is that starting center as you take a look at it. Right now it's Precious Achiuwa. This would be an upgrade. Let's go and see if we can get this deal done, and we can. Josh Hart, welcome to the team. And I think that's it, man. We got J.C. Barrett, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Jonathan Kuminga, and Miles Turner as a starting lineup. Looks pretty good to me. Off the bench, we got Naz Reid, we got Josh Hart, Jalen Noel, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. It's going to be a 9-man rotation. We really don't have many other options outside of that. But I feel good, man. We're already the second team in the West. We definitely got better just now at the trade deadline. So let's go ahead and sim the rest of the regular season and see how it plays out. So I didn't see our record. We'll go ahead and find that out here in a second. But let's go ahead and take a look at these awards. Luka Doncic MVP. Don't want to pronounce your name. No disrespect. Did we get anything here? Chris Finch, right? That's us. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we did get Coach of the Year and Exec of the Year. No, we didn't. It's going to the Hawks. Okay. So let's go ahead and keep it moving then. Do we have anybody on these All-NBA teams? I'm surprised that Anthony Edwards has yet to make one of these things. Oh, well. We are the number 2 team in the Western Conference. I forgot what conference we were in for a second. Guys, it's a little bit late here. Your boy records late at night so I can get these things done, but it is what it is. Top team in the league is the Dallas Mavericks. And like I said, man, they only had 9 losses come trade deadline. So we had a crazy comeback to close that gap out. Yeah, that's really good. And we are tied for the best record in the league. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and take a very quick look at the stats here, see what that is looking like. Our leading scorer, once again, Anthony Edwards, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. You're telling me he can't make an All-NBA team, man? He's shooting that thing. Is he doing 50, 40, 90? Not quite. But still, really doing well. Jonathan Kuminga now up to 20 points per game. Over that, actually. 22 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Yeah, that's really nice. Jaden McDaniels doing his thing as well. J.C. Barrett continuing to do his thing, 15 and 6. The boys are looking good, man. The boys are definitely looking good. Let's go ahead and just get into this thing. Can we win a championship as we're going up against the Warriors once again, right? I'm pretty sure we faced them in the first round last year as well. So another rematch with Cat. They got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Cat, and Bobby Portis Jr. now in the mix. That's an upgrade for sure. I don't even remember who they had last year. But it wasn't Bobby Portis Jr. Oh, well. Let's go ahead and see. We lose the very first game. Okay, 1-1. Way to bounce back. Up 2-1. All right. 3-1. Yes, sir. And there we go. Gentleman sweep. I got a little scared there. Haven't shortened the rotation just yet. We'll see if I need to do that. Now we're going up against the Trailblazers. They got Damian Lillard, Jalen Suggs, Jonathan Isaac, Grant Williams, and Yusuf Nurkic still in the mix. All right. Let's go ahead and beat these boys in like 4 or 5. Honestly, man, we're up 1-0. Up 2-0. Okay, 2-1. All right, 3-1. Gentlemen sweep. There we go. Okay, we are now going up against the Utah Jazz, man, who have upset the Dallas Mavericks. It's all lining up, man. The stars are aligning for us to win the title, but we can't get too excited. We got the Jazz first. They have Colin Sexton, Ochai Agbaji, Lou Dort, Julius Randle now, okay, and Walker Kessler. Interesting squad, but I think we're better, man. As we win the very first game, we're up 2-0, 3-0. There we go, man. We are here in the finals. Jonathan Kuminga leading the way. And now the Hawks haven't made it either, the other 1 seed. So we're now going up against the Orlando Magic. Who do they have on the squad? Markelle Fultz, Sissoko, I guess. I don't know. Brandon Miller, Paolo Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. All right. We should beat these boys, man, in like 5 games, honestly, as we win the very first one. Okay, 1-1. All right. Guys, not like this. We're not going to do this, man. We are not going to do this. It's already a 9-man rotation. I forgot about that. What do I do? What do I do? I think I need to take away minutes from one of these guys here because Hart can play like the 2-3. So I don't need 2 guards here. Let me look at the per 36. 21, 4, and 6 for Nickeil. And then Noel. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, now we're taking away minutes for Noel. Let's go ahead and do that here. I know he's the higher overall, but I trust Nickeil. I really do. All right. So we're going to do that. I need some more minutes for Anthony Edwards. Need some more minutes for Jonathan Kuminga. Come on. Eastern Conference Finals. Why do I keep saying the wrong conference? Western Conference Finals MVP. Yeah, I need some more minutes for him. Need some more minutes for Barrett as well. Some more for McDaniels, who's on fire. Yeah, I think that's about as good as it's going to get, man. Please, let's win this series. Like, let's not lose this thing. Guys, I've done all I can. I've honestly done all I can. I'm just going to sim it, man. Can we erase a 3-1 deficit? That would be pretty wild here as we're back and forth. We're back and forth. Come on, man. Don't blow this thing. We're here. Okay, yep, we won that game. Bet. Let's go right back into it, man. Back to Simcast. Let's not waste any time. Can we force a game 7 as we blew them boys out in the first quarter and the second quarter? Come on, we're here. We don't blow these. We don't blow these, man. Yes, sir. Game 7, let's just jump into it. Can we complete the 3-1 comeback and win it all as we lose the first quarter? Okay, we win the second quarter. We're right back in it. Let's go. It's going to happen, boys. Minnesota! We have come back from down 3-1 and won a championship. Let's get it. Anthony Edwards, finals MVP, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. You love to see it. He didn't shoot well from deep, but don't worry about that. All that matters is the Timberwolves have won a championship. It took a while, but it was worth it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and subscribe. This has been 2KJ. Blessings.